Ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering, did you just have a piece of tape on your mouth? Yes, I did, because you chronically overbreathe. So when we walk around, normally, we usually have to breathe through our noses. Read the book that I did a review on recently. It's called Oxygen Advantage. I discuss everything about breathing about it. Super healthy. And what you do in the daytime is you keep your mouth closed, but at night it is very difficult to keep your mouth closed because you don't have any control over whether you open your mouth or whether you don't open your mouth. So what you can do is you can just go ahead and put something to keep your mouth closed. A lot of people do that and they tell you to do it, but how do you usually do it? You can use microfiber tape. You can. Very easy. But the problem is the microfiber tape is a little bit expensive, so I don't usually like to spend, $30 on some kind of roll of tape that you specially put on. Now, but why does it have to be microfiber? Because if you use normal tape, then it actually will clog your skin, so it's going to be very difficult. You might start having an acne breakout or something like that. So what I do, which has been very useful, is I basically go ahead and use something that is designed to specifically be on your skin, but that can also hold your skin together. So what is that? That's Band-Aids. You got it. When you use Band-Aids, you can go ahead and easily, you can grab a pack of them. I'll show you where you can grab them. Pack of them, super cheap. You can use them to put on your mouth whenever you sleep, and it's super safe. Please don't tell me. If you actually, start saying like, well, what if for something, you just put a little tape like I did before, and you can breathe out of a corner of your mouth in case everything goes bad. But I promise you it won't, and your health will, and your sleep and your health will absolutely skyrocket. Despite not being sponsored, Temu is a great app that you can download to get affordable prices on simple things like these. Next, we have our bedding. So when you wake up, you gotta be sleeping in cotton. Super important. Try to get rid of all polyesters. This is critical. There's a book called Estrogen Generation. I've done a review on it personally. It's a whole series on it. Super important. There's every single kind of estrogen, 10 of them actually, 5 and 5. And then you can battle them in easy ways. You can eliminate them and you can boost your testosterone, get rid of love handles, get rid of every single thing. But anyway, so next is, before we move on actually, you can get these pretty cheaply. A little bit towards the price end, but you can get them under $50. I guarantee you. Easy, good investment. There's always a sale going on. Don't be like getting stuck in those FOMO, fear of missing out, like, yeah, it's only a sale for, a season. No, there's always going to be a season. There's always going to be a sale. So easy stuff. Find some kind of sale and just go ahead and get yourself some cotton bed sheets. Next. As you might notice, I'm wearing cotton boxers. This is because when plastic is heated, they release things like phthalates and other harmful chemicals. You can get them for a pretty cheap price. I don't have a brand that I recommend, but it is important to have your first layer of clothing to be the cotton layer. And when it comes to my fertility especially, I do not play. Next, it is very important that we jump rope or do some physical exercise like jumping jacks. This is because we need to launch our body after the sleep. Activate it. We activate our legs, our calves primarily, and our pelvis. This also helps us launch the cardiovascular system and the lymphatic system. Oh no, Brandon post. Now, who the damn cares about Brandon? That's bullshit. Screw Brandon. You don't look at his post, bro. You look at yourself. Instead of scrolling on Instagram, you don't have to get rid of that addiction. You gotta replace that addiction. Replace it into something useful. Like, for example, scrolling through your schedule. Super, super important. Again, on the Telegram. It's gonna be there. Super, will maximize your productivity. You quadruple your productivity because your brain will be thinking, oh, okay. I gotta do this for the day. Easy, let's go. And you will feel so good about yourself versus you mouth breathing and freaking looking at Brandon on your phone, right? But next, try. Just give it a try. See if you feel better. If you don't feel better, give it a dislike on this video. Next, we have cold shower. I'm here, topic of showers. Filters. Shower filter. It's important that you have a filter on your shower. That's the only thing that I am personally lacking. is a shower filter. If I had a shower filter, I'll be all set. I will order it eventually. But if you can, this is probably the most expensive item on your list. I don't see the mega benefit of it because it's not too important, because it's gonna reduce some stuff in the water, but water is still gonna be water, especially for showering. As long as your drinking water is good, which we'll cover a little bit later, the shower should be fine. But if you can't, invest in a shower filter. I would say it's about 160 bucks. You can probably find it somewhere less. Next. Topic of soap. The stuff that we put on our bodies every single day has things like parabens, which are estrogens, and aluminums and other metals and other stuff that I'm not even talking about. But it is important to invest in a good soap. Men's Soap is one of the good companies I like. It is not sponsored, but nevertheless, I like it a lot. You can find them probably in any supermarket. The less ingredients the soap has, the better. You can spend a little bit of money, not too expensive. A big bar maybe lasts you about a month, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but it can do a lot of magical stuff for you. Very good. Invest in a good soap. You can put it everywhere on your body, even your hair. Shampoo is an insanely bad product for you. It's horrible. It does so much bad stuff. So your hair, it gets oily. And in shampoo, what it does is it takes off all that oil, so your hair produces more oil. So then you need more shampoo to take it off, because remember, it's all commerce. I always say that it's all about commerce. They want to basically give you more problems. So instead, just use the same soap that I use. Like it doesn't matter. Just use some healthy, natural stuff. So please keep that in mind. There's a guy, if you want to watch him, his name is I think it's like Kal Ram, but he has a good YouTube channel exposing a lot of psyops. So if you want to check him out, definitely go ahead. If you have a shampoo like this, you know what to do with this. In terms of hygiene, what do we have here? So we have our spoon for the tongue, which is, but you don't have to get fancy with that, right? You don't need like some special tongue scrape or whatever. But it's very important. All the dumbasses never do this. This is the key to having a good breath. Next, we have a bamboo toothbrush. This is not necessarily important, but I don't know, I just like to have the feel of wood rather than plastic. Maybe it's a little too extreme, but I think it's better to be extreme than to regret something later. So you don't have to go extreme. A normal toothbrush is probably going to be fine, but you can get these off of Temu, same thing, for about, I think it's like $4, which is not too bad in a set. Then you have the most important, the key in your dental hygiene is a toothpaste that is fluoride free. This toothpaste is called Hello. It's not gonna be super expensive, but this is super critical. This has all ingredients that I can actually understand in comparison to when you compare this with ingredients from a different toothpaste that we all like to use. It is insane different. The reason is here, I actually know what I'm putting on my teeth and I'm brushing it, and I know there's no chemicals or nothing crazy, some kind of acids or whatever the heck. It explains everything that this does. A lot of people say that once they start using this type of toothpaste, Hello, they start to dream better. And also stay away from these not graphite toothpaste, it's charcoal toothpaste. Charcoals are also not good because they erase your enamel, not good for the teeth. Use plain, simple toothpaste. Now again, in terms of dreaming, well, it works. It works because I usually dream. I'm the person that dreams when he's tired. So if I had a busy day, let's say I got like a ton of stuff done, very tough physically, mentally, you know, draining, I would start dreaming. Before using this, I would maybe have occasionally a dream. When I started using this, I started having maybe 2, sometimes 3 dreams a night when I'm tired. But again, go ahead, test this for yourself. If it doesn't work, you can go ahead, put a dislike, you can comment down below. But I guarantee it works. That's how confident I am. Next, a topic that is very close to my heart, hair combs. My grandfather always used to say, a gentleman must look appropriate in any situation, and the hair comb is number 1. But you cannot use plastic hair combs. Plastic hair combs are garbage. They'll make you go bald. Metal hair combs, I've tried. It's rough on your hair. Don't do that. So the best way you can do is you can go ahead and get a wooden hair comb, and you can go ahead and just use that on your hair, and it's gonna, in fact, probably make your hair healthier, because again, it's a massage for your hair, and it also makes you look good. Use good hair combs. Invest. It's 44 cents on Temu, bro. Come on, like 44 cents. You got 44 cents, right? Yeah. Stashes without beards are for losers. Cooking. What do we cook on? Number one is you gotta invest in a cast iron pan. Cast iron is super important because what this does is this is actually natural metals. There's no like weird foil, you know those like anti-stick? A pan cannot be anti-stick, because if it's anti-stick, that means there's some chemicals that were put on here. And when you heat the pan up, these chemicals from the anti-stick go into your food and you eat that stuff. That is disgusting. Don't do that. For instance, I found this decent looking pan at Walmart, cast iron, but you can probably find them in other places as well. Next, the actual cooking process. So how do we cook? We can cook on a few things. Number one is olive oil. This is plastic. Not good, because oils, fats, they absorb estrogen absorbent, so they will actually absorb the plastic from the canister that they're in. So what it's better to do is to get actual glass olive oil, containers. And lucky for you, actually, there's some at Costco, where I happen to have a part-time job at, especially for you guys. You're welcome. Next is you can cook on butter. Solid brick butter. This is saturated fat. So there's three types of fats. There's saturated fats, which is like solid butter, so they don't dissolve, they don't like melt, solid stuff. This is saturated fats. Then you have monosaturated fats, which is olive oil, which is one ball that is not saturated, which is all good still, because olive oil has a lot of healthy stuff. You can cook on this, you can cook on this. Sunflower oil, which oftentimes you would cook in Europe, in Moscow, everywhere. It's a polysaturated fat, which means that there's a lot of different unstable bonds and stuff like that. If you cook on it, they should not even be heated at all. I don't know how they got in the food industry, but this is very not good. Never cook on seed oils, because that's the stuff that is toxic to you when heated up, because it will give you like cancer, it will give you a ton of stuff. It's a whole process. If you want to research it, go ahead, but I'm warning you, only cook on either glass olive oil, or you can cook on solid saturated fat brick butter. Super healthy. Alright, so eggs, I gotta talk a little bit about. So you have two types of eggs. You have the eggs that we're in Walmart, by the way, the best store. So you have the pasture-raised eggs, which are over here, and then you have everything else. So the reason there's two types, because pasture-raised eggs, they're the ones that are made on farms. So you have basically a farm with a lot of space. Like if you look at it, they even have notes inside. Look at this. It's made on farms where the chickens, they actually have space to roam around, and so they eat bugs and worms, because in reality that's what chickens are supposed to eat. But what happens now is the chickens, they get stuck in these little cages, and they basically end up eating some weird stuff like freaking corn and genetically modified stuff, and then you eat that stuff. But what we should do, even stuff that are like, free range doesn't mean anything. It's actually a big psychological operation, because actually they're still confined to a little space to where they only eat stuff that are not like natural, like worms and bugs. But for pasture raised, they're a little bit more pricey, but it's $5. Again, not too bad. So for pasture raised, they have, I think, 101 square feet of maneuverability to where they can move, and it's like specifically made. So super healthy. You gotta get those. The best kind of eggs in the market. 100%. Not sure about the others, but this for a fact I know is a good, trusted, tested source of pastured eggs. Alright, so actual cooking process. We have our cast iron pan, and we're gonna set up a stove. This stove is now burning. We put the pan on the stove, and I'm gonna take my eggs, which are pasture raised. These are the good eggs. Next, you can take your preferred olive oil, which I will use in this case, or you can have your butter. It doesn't matter. This is good. Butter is also good. So I'll take this. I'll pour a little bit on. Once it's on, it's all set. You can take a wooden, it doesn't really matter. You can use metal, wood, it doesn't, a spatula, and you just go ahead and spread the oil a little bit. Be careful, cast irons, they get hot. So this handle would get hot if you keep it on for a long time. But right now, it's all good, so it's not hot. We'll take our egg, knife. Look at this. Look at the yolk. The yolk in this egg is specifically orange. Now, just to show you, we have the cage-free eggs. Let's see. We take them out. Open the box. This is the cage-free egg. This is the pasture-raised egg. Look at the difference already. Let's go ahead, just for experimental purposes, we'll crack it. Look at the color of the yolk and compare it to this color of the yolk. This is yellow. This is this disgusting yellow. This is the real good egg. This is what it's supposed to look like, not this. You can go ahead and start off by having maybe 3 eggs, but in my case, because I've been doing this for a bit, I've moved on to 4 eggs, and I'm gonna move on to 5 eggs today. Now, as these eggs are cooking, you might say, well, isn't this a lot of cholesterol? A lot of 5 eggs, that's a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a ton of stuff. No. This is not how it works. Back in the day, they used to think it's a lot of cholesterol. Now, they think that it's actually not a lot of cholesterol. Because what happens is, it's actually good cholesterol. There's 2 types of cholesterol. One is LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, which your body develops over time. And the second cholesterol is HDL, which is the cholesterol that you actually get from eggs, which is absolutely good and healthy, because this cholesterol will help boost everything in your body. It is super, super important. It's a big misunderstanding. I'm busting every single myth. If you follow the guide here that you've been watching for the past few minutes, and you follow every single step, you're gonna have very little to no LDL when you get older. And these eggs, the cholesterol that's good, HDL, does not affect in any way, shape, or form the cholesterol in your body. And you can fact check me on this if you want. But like even your grandparents, your parents might be saying, oh, well, it's too much cholesterol, you can't do it. No. That's the good cholesterol. The bad cholesterol is in your freaking estrogenic ass, If you crave sugar still, do this. Instead of, when you crave going to the store buying a candy, immediately go buy a fruit that you love. A strawberry, a watermelon, a pineapple, anything. Instead of that candy bar. That is way better, way healthier, and it will get you on the right track. Greens you can easily get at Costco for a very cheap price, or you can get them at Walmart for an even cheaper price. No excuse. Do I take supplements? Yes, I do take supplements. I take a little bit, but it's not a necessity, because if you are tight on your budget, don't waste your money on the supplements, because you'll be healthy. If you're healthy, you're already going to be all set. But it is an added bonus. For supplements, I keep it pretty standard. We have our vitamin D3, which is good for overall health and your skin. The darker your skin is, there's been a study, the harder it is for you to absorb vitamin D, so try it if you have dark skin. Next, you have the standard fish oil. I overdid it with this one. This is not the best brand you can get, but this is something. Get very good quality fish oil. Next, you have standard zinc, which is good for your immune and your fertility. Let's go ahead and talk about water filtration. So super, super important. You have a filter. This is a filter that is from clearly filtered, and this filter basically attaches on this plastic thingy, and what you do is you go ahead and you pour water in here. So you can turn on the sink. You pour in some water, and it goes through the filter and drips out. And what you can do here is you just place it into a glass container. It came in a plastic container. I am not a fan of plastic, so I got glass, which is perfect. You can get these at Walmart for super cheap. And then you just press this, water comes out. In terms of hydration, I carry 2 of these bottles, not 1, but 2. 2 64 ounces. You just go ahead, you get your water running through here, and you have, members color. It doesn't say how much it is, but you go ahead and you fill 2 of these up. So you have 1, and you have 2. Once they're all filled, you close them, you grab them, you're all good to go. Water is super, super important. We have to aim for a gallon a day. If you try to get a gallon a day, you're gonna be set. Your joints are lubricated, your heart is healthy, everything is healthy. But especially in southern part of the United States, you have a lot of hormones in the water, and you have a ton of chemicals and pesticides and everything. So it is super important that you filter your damn water. It's easy, just get a filter. It is pretty pricey, but it's your health, It's literally, you are what you eat. You eat something, it gets reabsorbed in your body. Your skin, everything takes what you eat. So if you eat fucking gummy bears, if you eat, chips, it's all getting reabsorbed versus eating meat. And in terms of my diet, I try to stick to a sort of warrior primal diet. What that means is I eat anything that ancient people ate. So let's say meats, fruits, vegetables. You have, what else? You have, eggs, you have nuts, you have other stuff, but anything none of the processed stuff. I don't eat bread. And let me tell you, my energy levels went insanely high. It skyrocketed. I try to, every time, I'll go to the gym maybe, then I got work, then maybe I got, a break, and then I got another work, or I got something going on. I feel excellent. One time I didn't have enough sleep. I think I slept 4 hours. It's not good. Please take time to sleep. But when I slept for 4 hours, I felt like I slept for a good 8 hours. Now, you shouldn't do this. It's probably not healthy. But again, just because of the stuff that I eat, my energy levels absolutely went insanely high. So please keep that in mind. Do I follow my morning routine every single day exactly? Well, of course I do. Of course. I do it every single morning. Once you get in the habit, it's pretty easy to follow it. But what is important is you can obviously change it around. Sometimes maybe I need to use the bathroom before I jump rope. Sometimes maybe, I would brush my teeth before going to the shower or stuff like that. But I execute every single part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I can change the order a little bit. And that's what's good about it, because you can customize it to your liking. For example, now, I'm following my schedule, which I have a block to eat and then to do my morning routine in terms of reading. What do I read? So, I have a stack of books right here. And we have our food that we made. I have The Way of the Superior Man, which I read a chapter every single morning. Then I have some Soviet literature, which you use to practice the language. And then I have a language that I want to learn, which is, in this case, French. So I read, the best way to learn a language is read short stories. I read the stories, I do reading comprehension, maybe a page or a chapter, and then I'm set. It's super easy, super good, and it makes you feel like a legend. Wardrobe. So again, it's very important. It's not the clothes that define you. It's your body shape. You can have the crappiest clothes ever, and you can still have an amazing body shape, and those clothes will look amazing on you. Promise you. Now this, for example, the bathrobe I was just wearing, you have to go through your clothes. Now this is level 1. Check that anything that is polyester, you get rid of. So this bathrobe, for example, as you can see, it says 100% cotton. I don't know if it zooms in. Yeah. But anyway, so 100% cotton. If it doesn't say 100% cotton, then get rid of it. Most important is your underwear and your socks. The reason being is because those are the stuff that is closer on your body, especially your underwear. That's in your private organs. That is super important. That is, why do you think our fertility went down so much? The fertility has gone insanely down. It's 50% from, I forget, I don't know, it's 1980s or 1950s or whatever it is. But it's critical that we start wearing our normal clothes, because with the rise of polyester and with the rise of cotton, with the rise of plastics, we started having all these problems. Why do you think they appeared? It's all because it correlates. If you look at the graph, it correlates the rise of plastics with the rise of loss of fertility. So it's super important. Wardrobe, keep it simple. All you'll need is basically classic, fully cotton black tee. If you want to be a little bit more attractive, you can have a V-neck. This will make your neck stand out a little more and give you a little more volume and mass to your neck, so it makes it look more attractive. This is a necessity. Get it, you can get them at Target. Next, classic white t-shirt that is fully cotton, V-neck. And if you want to go even further, instead of getting a V-neck, get a size smaller. So I'm usually a medium. This is a small because it's a small. Because what happens is it will give you more definition. If you're muscular, which you should be, then you can easily show that muscle by wearing a size smaller than you are. If you're a large, get a medium. It's gonna be amazing. Your clothes don't have to be expensive. This is probably the most expensive piece of clothing I own. These are pants from Banana Republic that are fully cotton linen. Fully cotton linen, and I think they were around, I think $80, but I forget. But anyway, so it's very important that you have stuff that is light. Like in my climate, cotton linen is amazing. You can just have cotton, but cotton linen is also perfect. Pants, jeans are also perfect. If you look at a label of any jeans, they have amazing, great quality of cotton. They're I think 80% cotton or something. Super, super good. Only estrogenic sort of plasticky, or what's it called, a polyester piece of clothing I have are these Adidas pants. But these pants have sentimental value because the first time I went to the gym, I went in these and I had them for I think 6 or 7 years. So I'm not gonna just toss them out. They're amazing pants, and I'm gonna pass them to my kids. In terms of cotton socks, it's very rare that you're gonna find something that's 100% cotton, because the spandex here, it can't be cottonized because this is stretchable. So it's gonna be made out of spandex. But as long as your your socks and your underwear are at least 95% cotton, you're already set. Because if it's 95% cotton, you're gonna be oh, what is the other 5? No, bro, it's fine. If it's 95% cotton, 5% spandex, it's okay. As long as it's mostly cotton. Next. Now, speaking in terms of laundry, because if you have all cotton clothes and your clothes are not estrogenic, but you wash them with something like this is not good. This is actually really, really bad. And this actually belongs in the trash. What you should be washing your clothes is stuff like this, which is basically super organic, as I should say. Now, this sounds kind of geek. It's oh, organic. No, this is actually true, because then if you wash your clothes with this stuff that is not estrogenic, then you're going to be all set. And it's I forget what it's called, I'll list the link, but you take a piece and you throw it in there and it just dissolves. It's super good. It's just basically laundry detergent, kind of like baking soda. Super natural, super healthy. Your cotton clothes will stay cotton. Now, usually I'd also box in the morning because that's good for, keeping on track, keeping your skills up. But today I didn't have time just because I'm such a busy man and I got stuff to do. If you live in some place like New York, London, Moscow, and you have public transportation, you can save on not having a car. But it is very important in places like here where you do have a car, because that will give you a huge boost. Fuck daddy's money. Fuck pussies who get their little cars yeah, I got a fucking G-Wagon. Oh, bro, screw you. You stick with a Ford or something, you're set, bro. And I'm telling you, bro, the people who have their girlfriends or their chicks who drive them everywhere. I had a situation like that. I did not feel good. And what I had to do is I had to buy everything for her just because I felt that's disgraceful. What the hell, she's driving me everywhere. That was because I couldn't drive yet. But it is super important that whenever you have a chick and she's with you, you are the one who's either driving her or paying for her, or both. If not, you're a fucking disgrace to a man. It piss me off, those fucking mushroom heads that come out and oh yeah, my chick actually drives me. Yeah, she pays for me too. No, screw you, bro. I'm a lost for words, because you're a disgrace to the mankind, bro. But again, excuse me for the rant, that's just the truth. But as you're driving, you can honestly do stuff. You can not just sit here. If you're on a bike, same thing. I used to bike a lot before I had a car. But
you can take, for example, like jaw exercises, and you can just do them while you drive, so you're going to be absolutely set. Let's say like an example, I'll give this to you. Now these jaw exercises that make me feel more like a man, they make me look better, and they help me bang chicks, so you don't talk about like how they, like, oh, they look weird, I don't want to do that. No, that's a cope. You are an absolute pussy. If you think like, oh, what if somebody sees me? So what? I'll be like, yeah, go to hell, bro. I'm not even gonna see it. Like, you're not gonna see half the people around you, so keep that in mind. But a good jaw exercise, so you can start by doing this. You basically kind of bring your lower jaw upwards, so you kind of go like this, like. Now, if it looks weird, I don't care, but you do that in the car. I do usually 50 reps of that. It helps me build like my jaw bones over here, or muscles, I'm sorry, bones. Well, you see, our muscles actually connect to the bones, so then if your muscles are set, then your bones will look good. And after that, you do this exercise where you kind of try to like kiss the sky, so you're like, and you do that, and it pulls all the neck stuff up here, which is so good. And another thing you can do is you can get a jaw gripper from Temu. Something like this, and you put this in your mouth. I got this specifically so my front teeth don't go far out, so I got this for like the back teeth, you know? If you know what I'm talking about, you'll see. But put this in, and you just chew it. I'm driving, and I'm chewing. Let's go. If you actually look at what people eat around you, it's absolutely insane. Like, if you really look at it, it's crazy, because it's all like processed stuff. So if you think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like, the processed foods, they're not supposed to be natural. You eat it, your body absorbs it, and it's not healthy. So what you should be eating is natural stuff. Again, like, that's why I like the primal diet, the warrior diet. If you can hop on it, it's really not too bad. Chicken and stuff, but other than that, it's super good for you. Keep it in mind. Look at, like, literally genuinely just pay attention to people around you. Like, it's NPCs, bro. With more food, we have 2 chickens, and you have some ribs. I usually get pulled pork, but it doesn't really matter. This is an amazing app for alarms. It is on your phone. It's called Sleep Wave. This app, instead of waking you up with a beep, beep, beep alarm sound, it will wake you up with a gentle awakening. You go ahead and you set your time to whatever you want to do. Let's say getting your 8 full hours of sleep at least to get your testosterone high. And then once you set it, it will just go ahead and it will wake you up with gentle awakenings, tracking exactly when you will get out of your deep sleep cycle. Contrary to popular belief, I do not like to meditate in the morning, but this app, Insight Timer, is great for meditating at any point in the day. I like to meditate when I'm about to go to bed. So you can go ahead and choose mornings if you want to do mornings, but I'll choose, in this case, sleep. Here, you can go ahead and you can choose any soundtrack. You can have songs or anything else. You can go ahead, click the tracks, and you can select the time, how long you want this to be. For me, I'll do it 6 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day is a good time to meditate. Then you can go ahead and choose any single sleeping guide that you want, and it will go ahead and meditate to you.
Hello, this is Clive. This is a simple technique that I use sometimes.
Now you've got your tape on, that is all good, and you're ready for bed listening to meditation. Thank the creator, and you did amazing.